All right, let's get on now. We have been following developments on the 6 boys kidnapped from Lagos Model College in Igbonla in May. 33 days after, they're still in captivity, but the Lagos State government says the boys will soon be rescued.
All right. Meanwhile, there is now an easy calm among the staff and students of the Lagos Model School in Badagry over a letter addressed by suspected kidnappers threatening to attack the school. Sharon Ijason visited the school and our reports.
At the Lagos Model School, Kankong, along the Badagry Expressway, students were seen moving their belongings out of the school and getting ready to travel for the Eid al-Fitr holidays. For some parents, it's an opportunity to withdraw their words from the school before the kidnappers make good their threats. I spoke to some students of the school. They say their safety could be compromised, as security has not been significantly beefed up in the school. They noted that security men only stay at the school gate and that at night they feel really insecure.
A lot of security, they don't stay at the end of the school, they usually stay at the gates. So in the night, we are going, only the security like us, the school gateman that used to come to us and sleep with us. I want the government to allow the policemen to please help us to sleep in our hostel because of every night they used to off the lights. So if one guy urinates, we'll be afraid to go. At that time, most people bedwet on their bed.
I want them to be sleeping with us, guide the hostel and not the school, not only outside the gate, because there are other ways they can use to enter the school. Every time in the night, around 8:30 to 9, they will off the light, and it's not good for this time of time that are writing kidnappers here and there, and we need light always.
But the chairman of the Parents Teachers Association of the school have divergent views on the development.
Parents, as they stand up in the morning, I've assured them that there's nothing. It's normal for a parent to hear something in the news and to be agitated. But like I told you, this is one of the foremost schools in the state, and the government is at the heart of the government.
Model school that they want to enter there since they have left Igbonla, that they are successful with kidnapping of children, and they want to go to Kankong, but we know and we pray that God will not give them chance in Jesus' name.
Frank with you is somehow scary, but with God, everything is possible. All we have to say is just for government to beef up the security, because the threats, when they make the threat, they do carry it out. But we are praying that nothing should happen to our children.
The Parents Teachers Association of the Lagos Model College, Kankong, has actually addressed parents on the safety of their children. But some parents are still skeptical about the safety of their children, owing to the fact that the school is just 3,000 meters away from the waterways and also about 5 minutes to the Seme border. They are, however, calling on the state government to take drastic action to ensure the safety of their children. Sharon Ijason, TVC News, Badagry, Lagos.
Very well. Joining us right now in the studio is an educator, Sadiat Unike Aziz. Many thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast. You just watched the report. Exactly. And they were being asked, what do you have in place? What are the security apparatus, readiness you have in place? And all I hear is, God, I'm a Christian, but Bible says wisdom is profitable to direct. So tell me, will God come down and help?
Thank you so much. It's so funny because when you see what the report has just given us, that the security men are at the gate, but the waterways, the areas at the back where these people will actually come in through, they are not secured. And the boys are actually afraid that even at night, the light goes off. And this can affect them psychologically. Yes, you just mentioned that you're a Christian and that security, God will not come down. That we have to put some things in place. Likewise, if you look at Sharia generally, from the Islamic point of view, that is all about removing harm and promoting benefits in the society. In this case, this security alert is real. There is an alert already. So I believe the government should put in place, not just putting some men at the gates, but so many security men around, even parading at night, the gate isn't the only place they can come in through. We've seen the other cases of places where they came in through.
They don't even go through the gates.
Exactly. And there is also a waterway to near this, near Kankotu, the same way we had in Ekpe. So there is a lot of things the government should put in place right now to ensure that the safety of these students is paramount, is really practical. Not them just saying it verbally, but let us see the practicability of them, you know, really working to ensure that these boys are actually secured. Because I wonder how learning will even take place with the fear.
Oh, exactly. That's where I want to come from. Because in Ekpe, what happened, they wrote a letter and said they were coming. And actually, they kept their promise, and they went. In this case, they've written a letter now again, and it is most likely they'll keep their promise if nothing is done. Now, create a scenario for us where you know that these people, when they write a letter, they really keep their promise. In the minds of teachers and students, the uncertainty of what is going to happen if they strike, which teacher will be kidnapped or which student will be and all of that. What kind of atmosphere, how does that impact on the learning process there?
Fear is what will be in that environment right now, and no learning. Even the teacher that is teaching, any sound would scare them. So the teacher is teaching with fear, the students with fear cannot even learn. Learning cannot take place in such an environment. Because look at, they say some are even bedwetting because of the fear to go out at night to pee. Exactly. So there is fear in the environment and learning cannot take place. Learning goes beyond setting a good environment and all that. But the system too, the psychological environment is not right for learning in this case. So I think the government should really put in place a lot of things to ensure that learning takes place. Because the essence of learning, the essence of being in school is to learn, to make impact in their life, to make some changes. So if this learning is not going to take place, what's the essence of the children being there? So I believe the government should do a lot than just keeping some men at the gate. Even these men at the gate, how ready are they?
You heard the boy there. He said that even at night, those men come into the hostel to sleep as well. So
they are human beings.
They come into the hostel.
And they are elderly people.
So they are elderly people.
Very elderly.
Exactly. So and nature will take its course.
Yes.
So they too will sleep. I think there is need for maybe a routine. Maybe even their superiors should be going there too to check at night. Then there should be more security than we are seeing in that report. There should be more security parading at night. Then taking into consideration that these people too, nature will have its, and they may want to sleep too, that we have changing of routine.
Changing shifts and all of that. Now, in this kind of situation, how desirable or likely is it to shut down the school for a period of time? How advisable is that? Of
course, it's highly advisable because we've seen all the places where letters have been written, they carried it out. We have some people already there, 33 days. Nothing has been done. I wonder what the parents will be going through. Then this one again, it doesn't take the government anything to shut down the school. If those students can be relocated and put in other schools. Because we have the same scenario, the same scene, the same water, where they should pass through. Exactly.
This is even close to Seme border.
Exactly. So the threat is obvious. So I see the government, I believe the government should do something. They shouldn't take this threat lightly because the 33 days for those Ebola students is still there. Those ones are there. So the government should not add this because even learning is not taking place right now. So they can shut down the school temporarily. Really? Maybe get the students to some other model schools. You can spread them if a school, of course, the school cannot take all the population, spread them for the time being.
Okay. So our focus really is on the schools that are still here and unattacked yet. How can we keep them safe? We had a guest yesterday and he was talking about security being part of the requirement before a license is even given to a proprietor to open a school. And in this case, the government is a proprietor. Exactly. What are the regulations? What are the requirements that must be put in place in terms of security as an educator?
Yeah, in terms of security, of course, during the day, the ones at the gates will work. Then maybe those going around. At night, proper lighting should be done because you saw the children talking about switching off the lights at night. So there should be proper lighting. There should be so many security gadgets put in place to monitor the whole place, so that whenever there's anything, there's somebody somewhere that can alert even the larger group outside to come in and all that. And even the larger, look at the day the Ebola thing happened, the security men that came. A parent was saying it, that the student, we have thousands of students there. How many security men do they have? But just for a visit after the attack, you saw the security men that came. So why can't we have that around now that there is a threat?
Ahead of
exactly
any
ahead, not
occurrence.
after it has happened. And you see, if you imagine what the children will be going through now, wherever they have kept them, let's prevent this. The governor, I heard the governor saying he's a parent. Then let's see that in practicality. Let's see that really practical. Let's have more security gadgets mounted around. Then people patrolling, not just a few men at the gate.
All right, there is no doubt the government is trying to do everything, especially Lagos State, to rescue these boys. But let us even go into the issue of locating a school. Exactly. Originally, location of school is meant to open up places, you know, and all of that. That was the original idea for putting schools in remote places. But as it is right now, what considerations should people have, whether private or even government, whether local government or state government, to locate schools?
Of course, it is getting more and more obvious now that security is one of the things the government will have to put in place now, ensure they emphasize when locating a school. But even the private school that was attacked, you see the location too, near a creek, near water. So it's true we want to develop rural areas, but even within the rural areas, we can have schools in the city centers where even before criminals can penetrate the school, we have some villagers that will be alert. In this case now, villagers are already alert. But how many villagers live around the creek? So with that, the government should ensure that security is paramount now. We shouldn't wait for, this is just an occurrence that is opening the government's eyes that beyond the other things you look out for when you're locating a school, also look at security. It shouldn't be at the outskirts. It shouldn't be near waterways. It shouldn't be places where even the villagers cannot help. But if it's located within the city center, within the village center, before any criminal or any kidnapper will be able to pass through the people and come in, there will be a lot of outcry.
All right, so where do parents come in here in terms of security, that we don't just leave everything to the government?
Of course. Parents have a lot of role to play. The PTA is there. They're also stakeholders, the parents and the teachers. So they should ensure that even apart from what the government can provide, they too can, you know, do something like these security gadgets we're talking about. They can put money together, source for funds to put these things in place. Parents too have a role to play. Everything cannot be left for the government alone. Then also in choosing a school for your child. All these things are things you should take into consideration, whether private or public. How secured is the place? How secured are your children?
Okay.
How secured will it be? Apart from security, even health-wise, we have seen issues recently. Yes, exactly. So parents should be careful in choosing which school their child will go.
All right, Sadiat Onike Aziz, educator, thank you for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for talking to us.